lipstick in so long. It's like
okay,
all over my
Juliet,
face.
I accidentally hit it and it went live. So we're live.
Okay, lipstick.
That's what I love about this stuff is we get to be real and raw. And
I don't normally wear lipstick, so
you don't? Okay. Let me let Young know. Those of you that are watching us, just 1 minute. I believe it says we are live now, but I just want to double check.
So watching my lipstick melt is sort of like watching paint dry. No.
Oh, awesome. Okay, we are live now. They just confirmed. Yay! All right, so I'm super excited. And we were just talking about, oh my gosh, is it almost TGIF? Thank God it's Friday.
I'm out of here in an hour.
You're out of here. Well, thank you for giving me your time today.
I have a live tomorrow, but I'm like done for the week. This has been the most stress because we had like days off last week, so it seems like getting caught up now and getting over the whole fat phase of fat and fuzzy from too much food and too much sugar.
Hey, you're the one that introduced me to that Empower spray that helps you kick the sugar.
I haven't used it lately. I need to because I've got like full force like candy bowls for Christmas
everywhere. Okay.
And I'm getting ready. One of our favorite recipes for Christmas is what we call Oreo crack. And I know. I'm surprised the DEA hasn't shown up when we're texting as a family about, is the crack ready? But it is just this amazing, like it's cream cheese and Oreos mixed together in a ball and dipped in white chocolate. And you cannot just eat one. Like that's why we call it crack. It's so addicting.
That sounds dangerous.
Oh,
I might want to get that recipe from you.
Cream cheese is one of those things that no matter, like if I have a piece of cheesecake, it goes straight to my butt. So sometimes I wonder why I don't take it and like sit in it.
Oh,
so
okay.
TMI, nobody's showing up for your event now.
Oh my goodness. All right. So now that you've heard about our holiday fun and we're welcoming into December, and I'm just super grateful, Juliet. First off, I just have to say I'm so grateful to have you in my life. It has been such a great, it was at CEO space. I have to say I have met some of the most incredible people. And when you and I first met, we had a kindred connection and got to know over the years more and more how incredible you are and your background. And now the last couple of years to be able to work with you directly, hire you to do my best-selling book as soon as I get it done. I'm in the home stretch, Juliet. But the reason we're here today is that you are our keynote presenter for the 8th Media Magic Sales and Marketing boot camp in January. So MediaMagicBootcamp.com. But I am so thrilled about your topic because anybody that's watching that has a business is going to want to know what you're talking about. And I know it's a little off topic. I mean, not really, because you're a publisher and you help people with books and best-selling campaigns. But we're doing something. Now I just connected. I'm like, well, you help people build platforms. You help them get their audience. So it is. But it's not really a service you provide. You're really just pouring your heart out on how to help them do it. So can you share with them a little bit about what your keynote is?
Yeah. And we actually are helping people with it. So,
you are. I'm sorry, Juliet.
Yeah, no, that's okay.
I'm sorry.
You know what? We haven't done a lot of it yet, but so can I back up a little bit with that?
Yes.
So what we are talking about is using LinkedIn newsletters to distribute content. And the reason that we're doing more and more platform building is because we have so many people bringing books to us to publish. And they've skipped some really key things that they needed to do. They started writing the book, but they didn't build their platform. And so think of this in terms of when you run a campaign, when you run any sort of marketing campaign, anybody you work with is going to tell you there's an awareness phase, and then there's a nurturing phase, and then there is the point where people start to buy. Well, the thing with the books people are bringing us is the book is the nurture tool, but none of them have done an awareness campaign. So think of it as you have this really great product, but nobody knows you're alive.
Yeah.
So who are you going to sell it to? So the LinkedIn newsletter is just one of the tools. And I think one of the easiest tools to be able to build content and share it via a newsletter. And of course, you always want to transition people off of social media into your list. But there's a group of people who will consume your information and they will hire you when you nurture them through that newsletter. We've already had 3 people come forward that, they're not in any of my email lists, but they say, hey, I've been following you and, let's get down to brass tacks with publishing this book. So I'm excited about the newsletter because, we have, I think, about 2,700 followers on ours. And we've never reached out to anybody. We just put great content out there and people started following us and we started getting business from it. So it's just, I just want to go through that with people and say, and if you haven't built a full funnel yet, which you need to build, a funnel and start transitioning people. But if you haven't, this is a good place to start because it goes out to your followers, it goes out to anybody who subscribes, and it just drops it right into their inbox.
Into their email. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it looks so professional and it's
super easy to set up. In fact, we have somebody who their last session in our I Love Content course right now is going to start, I think, probably in January. Now that she knows she has content, she knows what to do. Now we're going to start the LinkedIn newsletter as a way to start building that audience over on LinkedIn for her.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I'm personally excited about this because when I get your newsletters and I get both your, because I'm signed up for the one that comes to my mailbox from your domain and then the LinkedIn, and I love the content that you have. You also have a magazine.
Yeah, we do. We have a magazine, and it's interesting because if you're subscribed to us, you got the magazine in the newsletter today. So this has been really great for us in terms of, we don't write an entire article. We will actually write a summary as our newsletter, and it comes out every Monday, and it's a summary of what our podcast is for a week. So then we take you to the podcast article. So our podcast is getting more people consuming it. Tracy Hazard, who I have mine through, has some great new stats, and I couldn't believe how high I am up on the publishing, the author food chain with our podcast. And I have to believe that that's part of it, is people clicking on it to consume the newsletter. The other thing we do is with it is once a month, we have a live event. For us, it's tomorrow. It's always the first Friday of every month, unless it's a holiday or something. And so we put out the invite for that on the newsletter as well, a little bit about what it's going to be about, the newsletter. That went out on Tuesday this week because Julie Loken's going to be our guest tomorrow. And then also we disseminate the magazine that way too, for those people who haven't opted in. If they're part of the newsletter, they get it dropped in as well. So we use it in a couple different ways. And we never had people showing up for our lives before we did that.
Wow.
So yes, great question, Shannon. Shannon just shot me a question. Well, because sharing the steps. Yeah.
Oh, good. Because at Media Magic, and you've been one of our mentors for in various things with the Business Acceleration Network, not just Media Magic. But at this event, we help you complete your press kit in like 48 hours or less. And so just checking in, because everything we do, you're actually working and learning and doing. This is not a lecture and learn. So you're not going to come and hear Juliet talk for, that entire time. You're actually going to get tools to go out and leave and set this up. And go ahead, Juliet.
Yeah. What I was going to tell everybody, because we ran into this when we did a live podcast, is anybody who's going to attend this event, I encourage you to go over and post on LinkedIn, because you can't set this up unless you've posted in the last 90 days. So if you want to be able to follow along with what we're doing, make sure that you have posted on LinkedIn a couple times before the event.
Okay, because you got to be active is what I'm
You
hearing
have to
say.
be active in order to be able to set up the newsletter. But yeah, we're going to walk through it and, kind of give you some tips about, and we'll actually screen, I've got screenshots, and then we'll actually go through and kind of give you some ideas from what we do. Because you don't have to write a huge, big article every week if you have some content that's already there. This is a really great opportunity to repurpose it as well.
Beautiful. I'm so excited. And the other piece that people get with attending the Media Magic Bootcamp is when we're doing the working sessions, let's say we're working on your expert power bio, you can raise your hand in the Zoom and say, hey, I need somebody to look at this. You can actually get in a private room with Juliet and tap into some of her copywriting secrets and the various tools that she has and get to connect with her directly. So Juliet, I'm just so grateful that you continue to show up and continue to serve and all that you do. We didn't say are you still doing your subscription to the magazine for free?
We are. You can go
Okay.
to breakthroughauthormagazine.com, and if you sign up over there, you'll get one issue right away, and then you'll get another issue the first of the month. But I do want to say something about Media Magic. So for all of you authors, coaches, and speakers out there, if you are an expert, this is a really great event because your press kit, your media kit, doesn't start the day you finish your book. Your press kit starts the day you think about it, because in an ideal world, our people who work with Jackie Jordan, our media expert, she has them on TV, radio, podcasts, 6-8 months before that book comes out, because you're never on media talking about your book. You're there as an expert. So, you are Shannon Procease, author of the upcoming book, Media Magic. I know that's not the name of your book, but you're the upcoming. So there's a curiosity factor there, but what you're really talking about is that area of expertise. And I'll give you a great example. We have a doctor right now who is a public, he's out there talking about the food wars that'll be happening in 2023 between this manufactured food that the elites want us to eat and the food we have now. And he's actually done in-depth studies, because he also teaches medicine, into how bad this new food is for you. It's basically like
meats and stuff like that.
It's basically like eating hot dogs 3 meals a day. I mean, it's processed foods. But he's not out there necessarily talking about his book. Because he's put out several books. He's talking about, he's an expert on this topic and letting the book will be out. So, if you're seeing him on TV over and over and over, you're going to go, oh, that's Dr. Mike, and I need to buy his book when it comes out. So that's why that press kit is so important right away, because you're going to need a long bio. You're going to need a short bio. This is even true for publishing. You're going to need several different bios. You're going to need several different headshots. You're going to want to put clips of being on, let's say, like this right here. I could go put this on my press kit on my website, and people can see, oh, look, she's good on camera. Or, oh, maybe I don't want her. She kind of sucks. Look, her lipstick is, no, I'm just kidding. It's melting. But, this is a way that you build up. So if someone, let's say that I refer someone to Shannon can pop over to their website and say, oh, look, yeah, I want this person. She's very credible. She comes across well. So you need to be doing that sooner rather than later. So that's why this event is so important, because you'll have it knocked out in 48 hours. And if you try to do it on your own, who knows?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Juliet. And the other piece of it is we actually have individuals in the media there. So the second day of the Media Magic Bootcamp, this panel, I have to say, was my favorite last year, because you get to hear the insides and the outsides of what do they look for, what works, what doesn't work, and you get their contact information so that as you're developing your press release and press kit, that you can pitch them directly. So you've interested. It was so great, the people that you've brought to the event and all that you've done. Anything else? Any other final remarks, Juliet, before we?
No, only that I have to get my rear end in gear. I was just starting to write the materials to get out to my audience this month. So So kick me in the rear.
Oh, I'm excited. So join us January 19th and 20th. It's MediaMagicBootcamp.com. I have to tell you a little secret, and those of you that stayed till the end are gonna plug into this secret. Right now, if you look at our elite package, that's like half the price of what we normally do for our press release syndication, and it includes it. And so some of our packages that we have are really remarkable, so that if you get in there and you want to be guaranteed on Fox, ABC, NBC, Market Watch, all of that, that can be included once you get all those pieces done. And you get to be in this army of angels. I call them like earth angels, who have this incredible wisdom and the servant heart like you do, Juliet, where when you're there, like I said, you can raise your hand when we're working on your press release or your bio, or, the first 2 days, or first in the morning on both days, we actually help people craft their elevator pitch. Right, Juliet? Because sometimes we connect with people and we don't understand what you're doing, right? And you're excited about what you're doing. And so we really help you craft that message that becomes magnetic.
Yeah. And sometimes it's not even that we don't understand what you're doing. It's that it is an entire like comedy show monologue versus short and sweet and in and out. And
quick, clear and concise. Yeah.
Okay. We only had 2 minutes and you're only halfway through. So you really have to learn to bring that down. So you guys, I actually have free tickets that I want to share. So,
oh my goodness, what are you going to entice them some way to?
You go over to MediaMagicBootcamp.com and use the code Media Magic Gift. Is that it?
That's your code, yes.
Okay, Media Magic Gift. You will get the ticket for free. It's a $250 ticket. So here's what I like to see you guys do with that: is take that free ticket and upgrade. It's only $125, and that $125 will get you lunch with mentors. It'll get you some extra mentor help. So, where else are you going to get an hour of one of these mentors' times for $125? I don't know about you, but I charge like $400 an hour. So you're not going to get it from me. So go over MediaMagicBootcamp.com, use the code MediaMagicGift, and then upgrade and spend the $125 and get those extras. And again, if you want the elite, go for the elite. But if you're just going to check us out, at least upgrade to the first upgrade.
Awesome. Thank you, Juliet. Oh my goodness. That's awesome. And make sure you put Juliet Clark or Superbrand Publishing, because this is her amazing gift. And you're awesome. You're awesome.
I'm limited to 4, but I'll tell you a secret. She lets me have as many as I want.
It's because you send me the best clients, Mario. I mean, wait, let's share some of our clients real quick before we say
goodbye.
God,
Mario Becky's The True Price of Freedom. Oh my gosh, if you want an incredible book, imagine growing up in, I believe it was Serbia, and being 14 years old, and your parents flee the country, they leave you there, and your neighbors are saying, which side are you taking? We're in a civil war. So you are a child soldier at 14 years old. And I think that happened to him twice. And has happened to him twice in his lifetime. He's now in Australia. He's an intelligence business. An incredible story of, survival and getting yourself through. Who else do we have? Carrie Cassell, The Domino Diet. I mean, that's where we got the spray. Okay.
Yes. Oh, really? Empower.
Okay, they should pay me an affiliate fee. So
they should, because you've definitely, and I've shared it with a lot of people. So
here's the deal, you guys. We are all addicted to sugar these days. And the one thing that came out of Carrie Cassell's book was that your body renews itself every 120 days. And that really prompted me to buy this spray. You spray it in your mouth. You have to do it a couple times a day at first because there's cravings. But after that, you don't want sugar. I went over 4 months without a drop of sugar. And you would not even believe, I mean, it's in everything. So pretty much I was on a raw diet for the most part to avoid the sugar. So yeah, go get Empower Spray. You can get it over on Amazon. Tell them I sent you. I don't think it'll do any good. But who else? Who else have we done together? Carrie?
Is Jameson Dunn.
Yeah, Liz
Uh,
Jamieson Dunn, her
Laura
great,
Smith Biswas. I loved Laura's author of the Cosmetology of Love.
yes, and
Share
that's
70
coming up.
plus ways to experience more love. Oh my gosh.
That's a Valentine's book. Carrie Shell's book is coming out next month, and we're getting ready to release her press release. So, ladies, been drinking a little too much? It's the holidays. Did you say something you shouldn't have? Did you fall down flat on your face? Did you pass out? Did you drink and drive and you shouldn't have? So she has a book coming out called The Gray Drinking Reset. And it is a phenomenal book. Women, the statistics on women and drinking are just, up all the time since COVID. And drinking is so much harder on a woman's body than a man's body. So this is a great opportunity to connect. She's been advertising on Facebook and she's got clients already, and the book isn't even out. So she's a rehab specialist. And that doesn't mean, the Great Drinking Reset doesn't mean that you're, like a drunk alcoholic, but we all have those places where we've drank too much and it stunts our growth, and we always want to be growing. So that's another one coming up soon. Who else?
Dr. Chase Cunningham, Rob Napoli.
Oh, Rob Napoli. So Chase,
Napoli, yeah.
Yes, Chase, go check out his book, C:/Gabriel. He is a cybersecurity expert, and what happens in that book could be a real thing. Like, it is frightening. But what I love about Chase's book is he feels that women are better at cybersecurity than men because of our intuition. So he is big on women and STEM and getting more women into the cybersecurity field. So you got to love him.
Follow him on LinkedIn. He always has great stories of what's going on globally with cybersecurity.
He does. And I have to tell you, when we were actually working on his book, he sent me this video of some sort of symposium that Lockheed Martin had. And it was a kind of a simulation of what could happen with drones in a mass murder situation. And I literally went back and I'm like, is this real? And he's like, yeah, this could happen. And it was actually frightening, a very frightening scenario. So, it's always good to see what's out there and, what's going on in the world.
All right, just a couple more. So we had Rob Napoli and Dr. Nan Nelson. I just totally connected with. I mean, you have so many more. I'm going through the list of all the authors that you've helped. And
yeah, so Nan has a really great platform as well. She is a psychiatrist. And the main crux of what she's doing with her books is grief. And we've all experienced grief from COVID. She works a lot with women who have lost children and miscarriage, actually couples, because, people don't stop and think about, yes, the woman physically lost the baby, but, men are invested as well when you're pregnant. So she has a really great practice built about that. And her books have been about that as well. She's someone who really, really just loves helping people.
And her kids' books, like, I loved, that was such a great book for my son. And
Missing Butterfly Feelings.
Yes,
yeah, that was a really good book. She actually has one, The Moose Who Watched TV.
Yes.
A true story about when she lived in Alaska. There was a moose that used to watch when the cartoons were on the TV. And then he would leave, and her mom was always scared that the antlers would break the window because he was just pressed right up there watching TV. So, true story.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, Juliet, thank you so much. You are, when I think of power partners, I always tell people, you want a power partner. We want to model what Juliet, you teach this too. I know you teach this in the dames of how to be an ideal power partner. You really pour into people, and it's not just limited to, publishing, like you with your background in marketing and ad agency and copywriting and platform building, like you are just a treasure for anybody that connects with you. So thank you so much
I enjoy being your partner.
Yeah, go to Breakthrough Author Magazine and go to MediaMagicBootcamp.com. Grab your tickets now. And thank you, Juliet, for the gift.
Thank you.